So, you can see the first topic is already up. It says Gaming Roundup. So, essentially, we're going to talk about some gaming news for the day. Since Angelo kind of came up with the idea, kind of not. I don't know. It's a combination of his idea and Devin's idea. I guess I'll let Angelo open it up, and then we can go from there. How's that sound to you guys?
Yeah.
Jay?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Cool. So let me just start the timer, and then we'll be good to go. Timer is running. All right, Angelo, open us up.
All right. Should we talk about Apex Legends, considering it's, I think, now even surpassed Fortnite in popularity?
Yeah.
Has it surpassed Fortnite in popularity?
Well, according to Twitch views right now, it has. It's like triple Twitch's per nightly view kind of thing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's also a new game, and that generally tends to happen with new games. There's suddenly a spike in any kind of views on any kind of social media platform. But to say that Apex Legends is like maybe more popular than Fortnite right now, but I don't necessarily think altogether it is.
I mean, like,
we're gonna have to see if it has any staying power.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear about like the whole like I guess because it's new, but you can tell that to Lawbreakers or whatever. Like that was supposed to be the hot shit coming out. So
that's true.
I mean, like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's like more popular currently, just due to the fact that it was a well received release, and probably the fact that like a lot of people are kind of getting tired of Fortnite too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like. Ironically enough, I played Apex right as it came out because like everyone's like Apex is it's good. You know, we played it twice for stream already. We're probably going to do a third one on Tuesday. Spoiler. And all it did is make me want to play Fortnite.
Really?
I really like Apex. Don't get me wrong. Me and Devin played a lot of it last night. It's really fucking fun. But Fortnite's fun too. So like, they're both games in the same genre that take it two different ways. I don't think one's going to eclipse the other at some point. I think they're just going to they both fill different spaces in the same genre.
Yeah, they're kind of
like a Call of Duty Battlefield kind of thing.
Eclipsed,
yeah.
To be honest, just because it's like, I think it's not like Apex is like PUBG or something.
Yeah.
Like plus it's like Apex is like indirectly like linked to Titanfall.
Which is really cool, honestly. Like, there's probably going to be an update that has like Titans at some point for at least a season or something, right?
Also, this is an unofficial, we're
fit.
not sponsored, but please play Titanfall 2. It is a good game.
Titanfall is a very good game from what I've heard. Apparently the campaign is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of underrated.
Very good.
But going back to Apex real quick, like, or maybe not. I had a moment of my brain farted. Go around me. Talk about something. Someone pick up the mic while I try to remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, when I play it, I kind of like prefer it to like the last like shooter game I played was like probably like Black Ops 3, and so it was kind of just like brought me back in. Like Fortnite, I don't think is really like, maybe it's a generational thing, but like I think it's like, I don't know, I kind of prefer Apex more so just because I like first person shooters. Like I don't even like PUBG either. It's just like they're both kind of like I don't know, it feels like it takes too long before certain things happen.
That's fair. I think that's fair. One of the things I do want to like bring up about like Fortnite and Apex real quick before we like switch into a different game is like a lot of people, especially like Fortnite, a lot of the big thing is like, oh, this game is going to completely ruin Fortnite or something. But I think people still view Fortnite and like PUBG as like that game that everyone else is copying off of.
Yeah.
But if you think about it that way, Doom was the game that Call of Duty copied off of or something. It's the start of a genre, and a genre means there's going to be games like the other game that inspired it, and it's an innovation thing. If you play games and are like, let's stop any other games coming around from this innovation, you're stopping games.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're making consumers like.
I think that's like true. I feel like that's like a bit different in that like. It's not like Call of Duty came out like right after Doom.
That's
like,
true.
Call of Duty came out like if it were like like lifting the swag, if anything, it'd probably be like Counter-Strike or something like that.
Yeah, it was just like an immediate example. But
like
that's
the irony of it is that like I think like Fortnite like completely ripped the shit off of PUBG.
That's fair. I guess.
Yeah.
It just innovated a bit.
But
and was not broken at launch.
Right, yeah.
And everyone was like, oh shit.
Yeah, folks paying $60 for a beta.
Either way, I do think like Battle Royale is probably going to stay, especially after Tetris Battle Royale. It's probably not going to go away anytime soon. Yeah. And maybe in like 20 years, they're going to be like, remember the start of that genre? It's going to be like that.
It'll be like rhythm games. They're going to make a Fortnite 2 like 7 years from now, like after it's been relevant.
God, hey, who wants to play Guitar Hero World Tour with me?
I would love to.
But, hey guys, let's get into that Stepmania flow. Stepmania Battle Royale, anyone? No?
I think the appeal of like Battle Royale games is that like unlike a shooter which requires like a loadout of some type, you can a lot of it is like the randomness effect of it. It's kind of like why like Super Smash Bros. Is so popular, like Mario Kart. Like it's kind of like you can be as good as you think you are or as good as you want to be.
Yeah.
But you know, there's always going to be like a blue shell or, you know, like the storm or whatever. Like there's a lot more variables. So I think that's what makes it more palatable.
It's like I get way more kills in Fortnite than I do Apex, but getting a kill in Apex feels so good compared to Fortnite because of that. And it's like both of them make me feel great, and it's like I love playing with friends and shit, and it's like I'm happy with this. I hated this genre up until I started playing this genre. I'm like, oh, I'm one of those guys who hates things when they don't try it. Fuck.
Yeah. Jay, what say you?
What's my take on this?
Yeah.
If you have
I mean, if Apex means that, you know, I'm done watching 4-year-olds fucking do the floss, then I'm all for it.
Oh no, it doesn't mean that at all.
No, Fortnite's never gonna stop being popular.
No. Yeah, they're gonna keep on Christopher Columbusing everything.
Look, Minecraft is still popular.
But for a different reason.
No, it's for a different reason. But if it's the same staying power at any point, we're going to be hearing about Jimmy Kimmel flossing 10 years from now because he's like, remember flossing?
Or some shit certain like that. Games are like, after all, kind of become too big to fail.
That's true. Mario will never fail. You will never have a bad... Like, you can have a bad Mario game, but it's Mario. It's still going to sell 100,000 copies.
I don't know about that.
Sonic's like been like literally in the shitter for years.
Yeah.
But Sonic
hell out of the games.
I think
people like you can have bad games, but like they're still gonna make money.
Yeah, Sonic still makes money.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's why they still make a Sonic game every year. According to the corporations, it didn't fail. It's just like this is the one that consumers. It just gives them a reason to make another one because the audience will like this one. Like Sonic Mania came out and everyone loved it, and that's enough reason to show like if you wait. According to corporations, by the way, if you wait for it, then the good one will come.
Yeah, it's like for certain games, it's not a matter of like will people buy, but rather, you know, if the game breaks or some shit like that, or if it gets remastered, are they gonna buy it again?
Yeah,
and sometimes the answer is no.
God, games are fun, right?
I love them.
I hate microtransactions though.
Yeah, speaking of, let's talk about Call of Duty real quick.
I saw what you did there, Devin, and I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, if like
we've got one hell of a microtransaction system.
God, can you break that down for us, Angelo?
Well, I believe it is a $60 game with a $50 season pass that also has microtransactions and now loot boxes.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I'm missing something somewhere. There was another means of microtransactions. But
so, is there even still like a leveling system? Like a lot of certain things you just had to like unlock. Traditionally, you would have to unlock through like playing or getting like X amount of headshots with a certain gun or whatever.
Yeah. For reference, one of the microtransactions that you could buy was a literal red dot for reticle, like for your site. Like so, a red dot, you know, the thing that should be standard.
Yeah.
Was literally you had to pay like $1 or $2 to get.
Wow.
But that one's pretty egregious. There was also what was I gonna say? There was also this big thing going around. I can't quite remember what it was with it, but there was another pretty egregious thing that they did with the microtransactions. That game, they first off, not only like that game released with a really good reviews, and then like after about 3 weeks, they pulled in their microtransaction system, and it was like I heard people like literally pulling off their reviews after that because they're like, my word, this is atrocious.
Wow, it's kind of like the opposite of what happened with Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for microtransactions, do you think it's like one of those like it's the chicken or it's the like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Like do you feel like if microtransactions weren't so popular, they wouldn't be here? Or do you feel like if people stopped buying them, they'd go away?
It's... Go ahead, Angelo. I have an opinion, but I want to hear yours first.
I'd say it depends. Like the whole microtransaction system, the only reason why they keep doing it is because they make it. It really does make them a lot of money. If we were to all stop making it, the one thing that I will give microtransactions that it has given us is that it gives us it gives companies the opportunity to release DLC for free for everyone, which I think is incredible and very good, especially for like a game like Battlefield 1 didn't have a microtransaction system in place, or like that, or like, you know, it still had the season pass and you still had to get, so there was about like 20 or so maps that if you didn't have the season pass you couldn't get, along with like guns and everything. It got to the point where they were literally selling towards the end of the game's life cycle, they were pretty much giving out the season pass because they realized like one, they split the community between anyone who has, like, if you bought one DLC and not the other, you know, you split the community, as well as if you buy, like, they basically had to give it out for free at that point because they were like, we've got like 20 plus maps and like half the guns that are in this game are locked behind DLC, and that's kind of why they swapped to the free-to-play, I mean not free-to-play model, the microtransaction system, though they're still working out the kinks in that because because Battlefield 5 is not in an excellent state, but it's getting better.
I'm glad Battlefield 5 likes feet beat the kink out of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
It was a cheap joke.
I think like microtransactions, like kind of like it depends on the type of game. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like for something like Apex or even Fortnite, I'm kind of impartial to it because they're generally free to play games. So it's like you get what you put in. But like even just like recently with someone who spent $500 on Apex Legends ended up finding that it wasn't worth it, which I guess is like either a good thing or a bad thing depending on if you're the person who's spending the 500 or the person who's not, just due to the fact that, well, you can, whatever you can get it through actually playing the game, but it also kind of like brings up the whole like idea of like whether or not it's a scam, because it's still like RNG.
Yeah. For me, like when it comes to microtransactions, I'm generally impartial. Like I don't particularly buy microtransactions or anything. I have before. Like I bought Pokeballs for Pokemon Go. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Once, but I had the extra money. I'm like, whatever. But you know, like I like that there's an option. I think I hate the more predatory version of it. Like loot boxes are really predatory sometimes. That shit I'm a little iffy about.
Yeah.
But you know, there's also loot boxes that aren't. Like I don't know if I can't say if the Apex loot boxes are that predatory, but I haven't played enough to really judge it. I do know, like I'll play Apex and I'm like, you know, I kind of want to buy a new skin for this character, but not enough for me to go and physically do it. Not that I have the money anyway, but like if I did.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of both. I do like dislike if you're gonna pay to win. The game should, if the game is going to do that, at least have the game fucking be open about that shit. And two, don't do it for certain types of games. Like, don't pay to win Call of Duty. There's like a competitive scene to that. Pay to winning that is just, it ruins the competitive scene. It ruins the fun.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the weirder things about like Black Ops 3 was just that there were weapons that were like behind a paywall or like an RNG system. So it was like they weren't weapons that necessarily were game winning, but they were like cool just to have like aesthetically. Yeah,
which is great. Like that much I'm fine with.
Yeah.
If someone wants to spend $500 on fucking something Apex, you're gonna regret it, but you're gonna get it.
Right. However, I couldn't also help but notice that like the weapons that I was getting killed with or whatever were often the weapons that I couldn't access through leveling up or even prestiging. Which I think is what makes the whole thing with Call of Duty even like more jarring, is that there's already so many like goddamn loopholes. Like you have to get but so many headshots just to get your gun to gold.
Yeah.
You know, do certain things just to like you know, back in the day you could like, you know, get your to like, you know, like I guess like your perks or and stuff. So it's just like so many hurdles already as is. It's kind of just like to add a financial component is just like, it's just a dick move.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah. What about you?
By me?
Yeah.
I mean, microtransactions are one of those things where it kind of upsets me sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, because you have like an entire audience of gamers who are there for the fun, but like for some games, like you were saying earlier, for people who pay to win, it ruins the fun for people. But then there's also the other like group of people who, yeah, they can afford to buy the game, but maybe they can't afford to buy anything else that goes along with the game, right? And that ruins the entire experience for them because they're not progressing anywhere in the story.
Yeah.
Right? So for those kinds of people, it just kind of makes gaming extremely inaccessible to people from poorer communities, right? And just inaccessible in general, because who the fuck wants to pay $5, right, for an extra gun? Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Unless it's gonna like really move the story along, but even still, then why would you want to do that?
Exactly.
Right.
It's kind of like the whole thing with like with not necessarily microtransactions, but DLC.
Yeah.
And where it's like there's some DLC that like enhance the story, but after you beat the game, whereas like some DLC are pretty much like you're almost like getting an incomplete game. It's kind of like that like point in time with movies when they were trying to start cinematic universes, so they would just give you fucking incomplete movies like on purpose, like the Independence Day movie that starred John Boyega. And it was like, this is clearly a setup movie.
Yeah,
like, it's not even a real movie. It's Act 1 or like Act 1 and Act 2 and a half.
just in case you want to see what that looks like.
Yeah. So.
No, you don't have to worry about what I'm doing on screen. I'm just fucking around. Yeah,
but I definitely agree. Like, it becomes an issue when it becomes a whole thing about like access and the matter of like, well, if you're a kid who's maybe doesn't have like the best internet access, or even just like you have a set amount of money to buy a game, and it's like, well, you know, you also need the bells and whistles or whatever. It does take the fun out because you know you're not getting the complete game. Yeah. And so I definitely agree. Like, it's kind of like that with like mobile games, because I think that's kind of where the whole microtransaction thing started from.
Yeah, microtransactions in mobile games are horrendous.
Yeah,
especially for parents.
Hey man, you need those Pokeballs.
Oh yeah.
I would understand putting out a game with minor microtransactions if that money was then used to fund like a concept game, right? That was only handed out to the people who paid for microtransactions. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like that kind of stuff I would understand.
So would you prefer it like kind of like almost like a Kickstarter type
kind
of style?
Yeah. Because then it would give the company the resources ahead of time to invest into making a game better in the long run.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's definitely like with certain things in regards to like content is always like based on like, if this goes well, we'll funnel some money like into some R&D and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So this is not related to games, but Black Panther just won Best Costume Design
Good.
at the Oscars.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Oh, got an Oscar. I think now it's on. I think because the only other superhero movie before that, I think was Suicide Squad.
What?
Yeah.
That movie doesn't deserve an Oscar.
Well, I mean, there's some cool stuff.
But it's like it was a similar thing. It was like costume designer. Like it's usually like one of those like it's one of the ones that are like more like crew based than it is like your general like typical like actor, director, cinematography shit. Like
Black Panther deserved that Oscar though.
For what, Best Picture?
No, the best costumes.
Costume design.
Because they did their research for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's just get back to the topic on hand, then we can like in the middle period talk about it. But actually, is there anything else about microtransactions or this in general? Or can we go on to the next topic after just a quick 10-second?
Gaming?
Yeah.
More about gaming? Did we want to talk about
Activision?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the layoffs.
The layoffs? Yeah. I have a lot of strong opinions about the layoffs.
I do too. Fuck
What
it.
are they?
This topic is definitely going on a little bit longer than intended, but that's fine.
I mean, it's kind of like the topic is more of a compilation than it is like a specific thing.
That's true. But so with the layoffs, for anyone that follows gaming news and is under a rock, Activision last week laid off a little over around 840 employees. Mm-hmm. After like talking about their record year, in quote.
Fuck that.
But they still were under $1 billion short of their expectations for the year.
You know how to meet expectations? Don't fucking pay people, apparently.
So, there's a lot of things about this, like the CEO makes a lot of fucking money.
Mm-hmm. That's my biggest problem.
They hired a new president who makes a lot of fucking money. Yep. The month before, they laid everyone off. Mm-hmm. The fact that their expectations were higher than any of their records. The fact that the investors thought them laying people off was a good idea. The fact that like the Blizzard mobile game is a good idea, etc., etc., etc.
I think it's like just like a lot of moving of the goalposts. I think it's also going to be interesting because I remember like weeks before a lot of like journalists got laid off, and like a lot of people were suggesting to them that they learn how to code. Yeah. So what do people have for the game developers? Like, are y'all going to tell them to learn how to code? Or?
What the fuck? How do you tell? What I don't
hey man, learn to code. I know you just got like kicked off for the thing you went to like probably like school and grad school for, but learn to code.
That's what's fucked is that you're telling people to go back to school to learn a new fucking trade. Right? With what money, nigga? You laid them off, like.
I don't think it was like the like people like specific, but just like
it's like fans and shit.
Right? Like just learn to code. It's so simple. Like STEM is fans. Yeah, STEM is the way to go, right?
Yeah, and then we'll fucking drop you for no fucking reason.
Yeah, because STEM. Yeah,
why don't you just make a whole ass video game? Get off your lazy ass.
Right.
Go to college for 5 years because you apparently picked the wrong thing to major in. And why don't you just, code an entire game by yourself? Interesting to see that.
Yeah, so are they going to tell
people do it all the time?
So they're going to tell the developers, like, it's funny because now I think you guys should learn how to write.
No.
Like, I think, journalism's kind of opening up, actually. So, they just laid off a few people. So it sounds like open positions to me.
No.
God. Hey, Vice. Ooh.
Fuck. And another thing that pisses me off, too, is just that they have all of these executives that they're paying huge amounts of money. Like, I don't fucking understand why you don't just cut their fucking pay. They're not gonna miss the money. Trust me. They might have grown accustomed to whatever fucking swallowing diamonds lifestyle that you've decided to give them by hiring them, but in the long and the short of it, fuck them, and fuck your outrageous expectations. You literally just ruin some people's livelihoods.
I just had the stupidest joke that has nothing to do with anything, and I apologize. But, if you know how like the thing is as you get older, you start to come dust or whatever. Mm-hmm. What if billionaires come diamond dust?
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that apology was needed.
If you would like to unfollow Dragons in Denial, please press.
Like, all right, so I think we're gonna go to
please press
that was the cue for the music break.
Is there anything else anyone wants to say on this before we end the topic?
The Activision shit reminds me like of Telltale and their fucking their unfortunate but kind of deserved demise.
Yeah, they were using like the same fucking engine.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's benefits that came out of Telltale. Like, most of the people got rehired, and then like they continued working on The Walking Dead. But like,
I hope that's what happens with Activision. I hope those people get rehired in other places.
What there is right now is there's a whole like system on Twitter of like game developers and stuff that have open positions that they send to people when they get fired. But it's such a common thing that people get fired from game development jobs if that's a system.
Yeah,
because there's no unions. And here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have seen the comments about people saying like, "Oh, people with unions get fired too." Like, yeah. But people with unions have more power to stop unfair firings and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think the whole thing about, like, just the cycle of just, like, these places, just like, oh, like, there's always going to be open jobs and stuff, is that the weird thing is that, like, a lot, like, if you look at, like, a lot of, like, like, small dev teams that become a thing, they usually end up getting bought up and swallowed whole by places like Activision.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, it's like an ongoing cycle of, well, yeah, they could go to these other places, but eventually, they might a few of them might become like an indie studio, but then they might not get bought up by like Activision, but they might get bought up by like, I don't know, EA or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then they get, erased or like brought in, and then and then another studio closes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say, like, it's led to some really weird headlines. Hard Times is really fun with like good satire and stuff. So like Reggie just retired recently.
Yeah.
And the fucking headline, the Hardlines headline that's going around right now is game industry shocked that someone left job by own choice.
My own choice.
I'm just like, God, but also fucking funny.
I think the topic of like just like about Reggie, I think it's like very interesting because it's like for a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that like Reggie's like black.
Is he?
See?
Wow, see? That proves your point.
Yeah.
Reggie's awesome though.
Yeah, like Reggie's Haitian.
That actually explains like a lot. See, now I'm fucking going on Google. Damn it, Devin. That's awesome.
I love Reggie. I'm gonna miss him so much.
I do like Doug Bowser, although we
I've only seen a photo of him and I haven't heard him speak. I kind of just imagine him as Bowser in my head.
Yeah, they had like it's like it's like a picture on the picture like Mario and Luigi are like tied up.
I love that one.
Amazing.
Did he?
He's from the Bronx.
Reggie?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He went to Cornell.
That's cool.
That makes me really happy.
Did you guys see that like meme? I don't know if it was real because I didn't actually see it trending, but like around the time like it happened, I saw something on Twitter where it said trending and it was Doug Bowsette, and the mere thought of that put the fear of God in me.
Oh no! Yeah.
We don't need more Bowsette in our lives.
Yeah,
I thought we were done with Bowsette.
Let's leave that.
They weren't done. They were like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
All right. I think we should move on to the next topic. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
We almost doubled that up. Look at that.
I mean, it is a roundup, so I can't
That's
say
true.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I guess Monday's video is going to be... Oh, Monday's tomorrow.
Yes.
That means I have to cut this as soon as we're done. Damn.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's fine. It'll take like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just stop the timer real quick. Stop.